Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. This is Daniel here. Welcome back to my channel if you're a subscriber, or if you're new, hello. I usually do general tarot readings weekly for the zodiac signs, but I thought I'd switch things up a little bit and do a video on a topic I've always wanted to discuss. I'm not sure if it'll do well or not, this video, but I just wanted to make it as I just felt called to make it, really. And I just, I find it healing to, and I just enjoy sharing my experiences, really, in the hope that it might help other people or resonate with other people. But yeah, today I wanted to talk about my experience with the Akashic Records. So I didn't actually access this myself, because I'm still quite new and a bit of a beginner to spirituality, but I've learned about it recently, and I gained help from another clairvoyant that helped me access this. So I just wanted to share my experience with this, really, and the information we found. So yeah, if you're interested in this, stick around, feel free to get a drink. I've got a coffee, and yeah, let's dive into it. Apologies if the quality of these videos isn't super professional. Yeah, I'm still waiting to save up for the necessary equipment, but hopefully these videos should suffice in the meantime. Yeah, I'm hoping to get a better microphone soon as well. But okay, I've got some notes pulled up here, because there's quite a lot of detail that I feel I'll excuse me, I've got a scratchy throat, that I feel I'll end up skipping over by mistake. But yeah, I'll just give you a little bit of background. So I feel this year has been possibly a spiritual awakening for a lot of people, but for me in particular, I feel this year has been a spiritual awakening, or the bottom half of last year. I went through quite a difficult patch in my life, just in my relationship and other things, and I don't know, I've just finished a placement at university. I was doing a university course in film and TV production, which I've just finished, and I passed. I got a 2-1 in it, but that was more of a backup thing, really. I was still sort of discovering, who I was, what it is I wanted to do in this lifetime, and I just felt a bit lost, a little bit stuck. And I've always been interested in, the afterlife and spirituality, but I don't know, I just never really gravitated on a deep level as I did at the start of last year. And I don't know, I just sort of started delving into zodiac signs, and then that's where I discovered tarot readings. I mean, I think I've known about them in the past, but for whatever reason I just stumbled across them again last year. And yeah, I just discovered tarot readings, and it changed my life, really. I just feel it gave me a new perspective on spirituality, and enabled me to start using my intuition more, and connecting with myself more, learning who I was more, and yeah, I just feel it helped me through a lot of darkness, really. So I feel that's sort of where my spiritual journey began, and I watched a lot of tarot channels like Sacred Knowledge Tarot, who I love, and Searchlight Tarot, 303 High Priestess Tarot, Zeta Zuri, Brandon Tobias, and I also so I'll get into why I decided to access the Akashic Records as well. But basically, to cut a long story short, is I was just a bit unsure of where I was heading, and even though I knew I was going through some sort of spiritual awakening, I knew my chakras weren't fully open yet, and I just knew I'd need a little bit of help in gaining answers to questions I've always had. But I didn't even think this was possible. I didn't even know what the Akashic Records was, so I'll get into how I actually discovered it. But yeah, it was through a YouTuber called Starseed Ziad. I don't know if any of you have watched him. He's got a great energy. But it was a Taurus reading that I watched, a tarot reading, because I was just watching tarot readings so much, and I came across his. And yeah, it was just discussing the reading and which resonated and whatnot, with the situation I've been through earlier this year. with like friendship circles and stuff, and he was saying that I don't know, this could have been to the collective, but he mentioned the Akashic Records and how anyone could access it and learn information about people, and this immediately caught my eye because I thought, what's the Akashic Records? Like, he didn't really explain it. So I went away and googled it, and then I found out it's like a database that exists in the universe that contains all information, infinite information about individuals, their life path, their goals, their sole purpose, like deep questions that the human collective have always wanted to know. This record holds it all, even to answers like, maybe more, I don't know what the word is it philosophical? I'm not sure of the term, but questions like, I don't know, what happened to the Titanic, or all these questions, or like, where did the plane go, like all these questions people have, like, apparently it holds all those answers, and people who have accessed the Akashic Records have all responded with similar answers, which what makes me think this is legitimate. So I just got really interested in it, and I watched other videos of people sharing their experiences on it as well, and maybe a reason why I was hesitant to make this video is because I didn't actually access it myself, and I feel it's more interesting when you are able to access it yourself and it's your own vivid experience that you're recalling. But I still just felt called to share this video in case it resonates with anyone, and I'm hoping to maybe make another video in the future on this if I am able to access it by myself, which is one of my goals. And once I really open my chakras more, which I feel like they are opening, but it's still something I'm mastering, Sorry, I'm just getting a message on the group chat currently, on my partner's group chat with his friend. But yeah, basically, what was I saying? Sorry, I'm getting a bit sidetracked here. Yeah, I was like watching experiences, and I don't know, it just inspired me to access the Akashic Records. So I can't remember who it was by. I'll drop the video in the description or on the screen if I find it again, but it was a lovely lady who recalled her experience with the Akashic Records. She actually accessed it herself, and it was in such vivid detail. I definitely recommend checking out that video if you want insight in what it's actually like to access the Akashic Records, for anyone who's interested. But that just like really opened my eyes, and I just thought, wow, like, this could hold all the answers I've been wanting for a lifetime, because the thing is, I know everyone holds the answers within and they've got intuition, but I feel sometimes life is a mystery and you don't always have all the answers, and I think that is part of life, where you won't always get the answers to everything, but you can gain the ones you need, I feel, and sometimes you just need a bit of help with that. So yeah, I thought, why not, like, let's look into this. How can I access this? So one website I use, which a lot of people probably use, is Fiverr.com, and this isn't sponsoring them, by the way, I just use it all the time for anything I need help with. But yeah, like, I thought, oh, maybe there's someone on there that could help me access my Akashic Records, for like a reasonable price, because I was looking up all these people and I just couldn't afford it on my current wage with my part-time job. It was like £150 plus, but I found one that was sort of a reasonable price, and I thought, oh, let's go for it. It was by a man called Fernando, and I just loved his energy. He seemed to have a really warm, light energy, and he'd received all these amazing reviews and stuff. I thought, oh, let's give it a go, he might be able to help me. And he really, really did. Like, I feel he gave me the answers I've been wanting for a lifetime, and it's still sort of something I'm navigating, something I still go back and forth on, as you do, because I feel as humans it's natural to have that element of doubt there in the back of your mind. But I feel this reading really was life changing for me, so I just wanted to share the information I found and what was told to me, in case it inspires anyone else to access their Akashic Records, or just in case they're interested. Yeah, I don't know, maybe this is a pointless video to make, but I just felt called to make it, so hopefully one person out there enjoys it and finds it interesting. But yeah, what I liked about Fernando as well is that not only did he send you healing light before each reading, which I feel like I felt, to be honest, to clear any energies that weren't serving you and things, and to help you open your chakras, but also he sent you like a personalised voice recording as well, with some lovely like relaxing spa music underneath, which really set the tone, and he really fed back everything he found, answering your questions. So I got 2 readings from him in total. I didn't think I'd be able to afford more than one, but eventually I did. But it's key questions I've always been wanting to know. So the first one was, because I had the impression from doing previous guided meditations to try and access it myself, because I did try and access it myself at one point, which I didn't really have much success with. But one of the questions that came up in these meditations was, what is my soul name? And that intrigued me, so I thought I would ask this. So I asked, the first question was, what is my soul name and origin? And then he answered that by saying, first I'll just get into what he said before we answered the question. So he sent me some white healing light, which immediately went to relief of any energies which didn't belong to me. And then he said he felt quite connected to my crown chakra, my heart chakra and my third eye chakra, as apparently my higher self guided him to expand these, and he received the feeling that I meant to use these chakras towards my life purpose. So immediately when I heard that, I thought, interesting, because I have always had to sort of had a feeling that I'm meant to help people in some way. Like, I'm a life path 9 and I enjoy helping people naturally, but I never thought it would be on like this scale, or it would be my true calling. I just didn't feel gifted enough, which I might get into further in the video. But yeah, he said like my spirit guides said that I'm aligning myself with my spiritual gifts and going through a spiritual awakening currently. My chakras are somewhat blocked still, but he helped to expand these, and he said it was like chunky energy flowing, so he sent additional healing light. But he said they are currently growing, so I must be going through some sort of spiritual awakening, which made sense. He said to use my intuition and empathic skills more as they're growing also, and he said at some point I will receive some spiritual gifts, particularly the gift of channeling, where I can connect to spirit guides and receive guidance from them, as well as accessing the Akashic Records and my higher self, not just for myself but possibly to the service of other people as well. Because he said my soul wants to do something significant in this lifetime, and he apparently felt this very clearly as soon as he connected to my energy. So as soon as I heard all this information, I was just like, wow, I was just blown away, and it felt so accurate, like I can't tell you. So the first question he answered was, he said, so my soul doesn't have a name, because names are more of human concepts, so names belong to duality, and he said that names are a human concept and souls are part of oneness, therefore they don't really have a name. However, he said that I did have an energetic signature, and apparently it shared a vibration. I'll get to that later. He said I had an energetic signature, and it had the vibration of the musical notes D-O, Do, which is apparently the first musical note, and it's the strongest frequency, he said, because it's the primal one. And he was saying that I'm a very old soul, apparently not from planet Earth, and as soon as I heard that I was like, whoa. Like, I did have those sort of feelings, but just to hear this information was like mind-blowing for me. And just really like satisfying as well to know like where you've come from. He said my soul existed way before planet Earth appeared, yet alone humans. My soul origin comes from the early universe. He said my soul identity is connected with the vibrations of Archangel Michael. Now, I wasn't really familiar fully with the angels either, and all their different like what they represent. So I googled Michael, and then it immediately sort of resonated with me, because he represents a spiritual warrior in healing others and fighting in good versus evil, which is something I've always been passionate about, because I've been bullied a lot in my life, like at school and stuff, and I feel I've had these experiences or felt different or isolated in order to have more compassion for others and help heal them. So immediately, like, this resonated with me, and I feel I've been connecting with Michael as well. Like, maybe this is like my naive ego talking, but like, I feel he's actually been visiting me. Like, I felt him with me, and he's been visiting me, like, when I've been working at my part-time job and supporting me through that, because it's like, you know, eventually I want to try and leave there eventually and do this full time, and you know, sometimes I get really bad anxiety, like, where I work and just in general, like leaving the house. So he really supported me through that, and I really thank him for that. Thank you, Archangel Michael. But yeah, like, it really resonated with me when I found out I connected with him. So yeah, and then apparently he was one of the first batch of souls that started to incarnate in this universe. So Fernando was saying that it feels I have an ancient origin. And then he said there's not a lot of people who were open originally. Apparently my soul was open originally from the first energies that go beyond the universe. So he's basically saying I was one of the first ever souls to exist, which, that is just wild, really. And he said, yeah, so it was open from the first energies that go beyond the universe, and he said it's now time for me in this lifetime, in this current incarnation, to completely unlock these energies. And he feels I've lived through many eras on the universe, including the early one. And then he answered my question about, like, where is my soul origin, and he said I've lived very strongly in star clusters such as Orion, and in the Pleiades, which are the Seven Sisters. I think that's more of like, I don't know, I could be wrong about this, but I feel like it's it resides in the northern hemisphere, like where the northern lights are, like more maybe like where Iceland and Norway is. I could be wrong, but just like, I mentioned it to my partner tonight, and he was saying there's a waterfall in Norway called the Seven Sisters, so I don't know if there's some connection there. But it immediately resonated with me because I feel I've always been more of like a winter baby. I love the colder weather, and as soon as he mentioned I might be resonating with that part of the world, like Norway and Iceland, which are like my favourite countries, I was like, ooh. This might all sound wild, by the way, so yeah, just put your non-judgmental hat on if you can, but I don't know, it really brings me comfort. I don't know if it brings comfort to anyone else knowing all this stuff, but yeah, and I looked up what the Pleiades was, and apparently it was said to be the daughters of Titan Atlas. I love water as well, and the sea nymph Pleion, I can't pronounce it. And it said each of the 7 prominent stars has its own name: Alcyon, Asterope, Kaleno, Electra, Maya, Merope, and Taygete. Again, I don't know if this holds any resonance towards me, but it's just interesting to research all this, like such specific details. And then he said that, what else did he say? Oh yeah, he said Orion is a prominent set of stars visible during winter in the northern celestial hemisphere, so I feel like that's connected to the northern lights. He also sent some connections with Andromeda. Apparently its most notable feature is the Great Andromeda Galaxy, one of the nearest galaxies to Earth and one of the few galaxies visible to the unaided eye. Andromeda is named after the princess of Ethiopia, whom, according to Greek mythology, the hero Perseus saved from sacrifice to the sea monster Cetus. So for some reason I'm getting like water vibes or connection with water here, which is really interesting. I'll try not to bore you with all this, sorry, I just find it really interesting. But he also said that he sensed a connection with Lyra, which is another small star constellation. But you know, it was just, oh yeah, visible in the northern sky during the winter months. So it's really interesting how it all connects. And then he was saying I've spent many old lifetimes on Earth, apparently. So apparently I specialised or was involved with shamanism. I didn't know what this was. I looked it up. I think it's a form of an old traditional religion that existed, which may still exist, and it like practice with spirituality and stuff and connecting with spirit. and then there was another one called Seer as well. And apparently I had a spiritual tutor who existed from over 31,000 years ago, and apparently he's now one of my spirit guides, helping to open my third eye chakra. So just learning all this information was really wild for me. Sorry, I keep looking over here, by the way, I'm just looking at my notes. He said, I've done incredible lessons in the lifetimes. Others were not as awesome because I had to live a human experience where I had made many mistakes. However, he said, I've been cleansing karma from those mistakes because my life purpose in this lifetime is to awaken all of my gifts and my chakras in order to use them to help other people transform and heal their lives, to find their ways. And he said, while I'm doing that, I can also thrive and live an abundant life and not be in the 9 to 5 system. But as soon as I heard that, it blew my mind, because like I've been trying to find like my purpose for a while, and I always envisioned being in the creative field, like in the entertainment industry, the behind the scenes or in front. Like I always for some reason envisioned becoming a pop star, and I don't necessarily have the best voice, but I just love creating music and being creative, creating music videos and visuals. So I thought maybe that was my path, or becoming a filmmaker, or just becoming a music video director. I thought maybe those were one of my true callings, and maybe I can still do those on the side, because he said I can still pursue things I enjoy on the side. But he was saying that like that is not my true line purpose, and it was a weird epiphany moment, because it was like on one hand, like myself felt some disappointment because it was like I'd lost this dream of becoming a pop star, but then in another way it was like I already knew, and it was like a sense of relief as well, because even though I may have enjoyed being a pop star, I feel with my more gentle, anxious nature, I felt I needed something that suited that more, like still being out there and helping people, but doing something on a more not, I don't know, maybe a less anxiety inducing scale. So as soon as I heard this information, I was just really like blown away, and it just made so much sense. It just brought, I feel, that immediate clarity and knowing. So it was just wild really, but then I did panic a little bit, because I thought, and he did mention this later on as well, he said that my solar plexus feels as though I'm not worthy enough, because he describes me as a humble soul, and he was saying that he can sense that I don't feel worthy enough, or this feels too big of a calling. And I do still feel like that a little bit, because I look at all these amazing healers on YouTube like Charlene Lizette and all these intuitive readers that I just feel they're incredible, and I feel I could not match up to that. But I feel him and Spirit were saying strongly to me that I am meant for this, and I've been meant for it since I was a little child, but maybe because my chakras were blocked, I just felt I wasn't worthy of it, and maybe it was a sign that I was meant to discover it later in life, after going through these hardships I've been through. But I don't know, it just makes so much sense to me, because it feels like it aligns with my soul purpose. Like I knew I wanted to help the world in some way, or leave a mark, and it just makes so much sense. So yeah, it was just incredible to find all this out. And then what else does it say? Sorry, I'm just looking at my notes. So I asked another question. I said, because I was wanting to get some clarity on if I was actually meant to pursue the pop star route or not, or that whole entertainment field. And I asked the question, maybe it was my ego asking this, but I asked, will I be famous in this lifetime? And he said, like, he was quite honest with it, which I really appreciate. He said, my soul doesn't want to be famous necessarily. My soul just wants to make a huge impact in the lives of other people. He said, I could be famous and well known on the internet, but in a different way than I imagine. It won't be like the typical pop star or movie star lifestyle with the paparazzi. It might not be on a fully global scale where the whole world is talking about you, but it will still be enough where it could be on the internet where a lot of people know you, and you're having a lot of people to work with every day, and they will refer their friends to you, and it will be famous in that sense, really, in leaving a mark on the lives of other people and leaving a legacy. So that was really interesting. And he said he doesn't envision my life purpose doing this, becoming a pop star or movie star. He says I can do music on the side as I find it healing and therapeutic, which I definitely still will, I feel, when I get time. But he said that's not my main purpose. My main purpose is to, he envisions me becoming like a spiritual healer or a healer of some sort, I can't pronounce it, Reiki healer I think it is, sorry, please forgive me, or a therapist or whatever it is, like just healing people in some way. And I asked some more questions about this as well, which I'll get into, but that's what he envisioned for me, because he was saying that, you know, apparently I've spent the last 2 lifetimes cleansing these karmic issues because my soul wanted to live life to the fullest and feel I was part of something greater. And apparently in prior lifetimes, for whatever reason, I couldn't make that happen. It might have been due to the karma I needed to cleanse. And he said that I also need to feel a strong degree of fulfillment in my heart, in all areas of my life, including spirituality, making a strong impact, which will be super satisfying to my soul. So he was saying I've got the potential to become a spiritual healer or a healer in general. And apparently a very strong piece of advice I received from my guides is to help others, not only to access the Akashic Records for myself to keep connecting with spirit and gaining more information, but to also help others gain information from there as well, which is why I feel called to share the Akashic Records, because even if I can't necessarily help someone access it, I feel it's my message to tell someone who may not know about it, like myself, what the Akashic Records is. Yeah, and he was also saying that I need to learn more how to read energy by clearing my mind and my heart. And then I asked about my current partnership, and he was saying how we've spent several past lives together, not just as partners but as family and friends as well, my partner Ryan. And he was saying as long as we have a strong balance of communication, prevent the influence of third parties, envious individuals and the monotony of life, we have the ability to be together for a lifetime. So that was really like reassuring and nice to hear, because I've always sort of had a bit of panic around that as well. And then at the end of that part 1 reading, he said he saw 1111 in the voice recorder as he was saying that, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, I'll get into part 2 now. So I had another reading which followed up from this, and I sort of asked, like, you know, what is my life purpose, what is the ideal career for me? And he said he envisions me doing either in holistic industries, spiritual industries, and then he mentioned I could pursue medical, but he said he did feel a little bit of a concern with this, as he feels my soul desires strong entertainment, and I feel he senses that I like creativity and music and video and other things and visuals. So I feel he thought, you know, working in a spiritual field or online would be the best route for me. Yeah, and he said like I can be creative through self-expression, like music and other things as well, and heal through that. He says he envisions me doing a lot of things all at once in a way, and possibly doing spiritual healing through channeling, hands-on energy, working with the heart chakra, third eye chakra, crown chakra. And yeah, then I think I mentioned it before, but he was saying clear my mind of any thoughts or distractions, and realise that I do have the ability to connect to this calling deep within and connect to my spirit guides, and not to doubt myself, because he was saying that I am a humble soul that feels this is a big calling for me. And then he recommended joining the healing community, online or in person, to learn Reiki, I think it is, and other healing skills. And I have the capability to do this if I surround myself with other people or communities interested in similar things, which is another big reason why I joined YouTube as well. And he said, yeah, my soul is more aligned to something meaningful, transformative to other people, to bring forward as much energy as I can in life transformation and profound shifts. He said my soul isn't as interested in the medical field. I did pursue research apparently in a past lifetime, but in this lifetime spirituality and holistic work resonates more. And he says I've got a very strong path and light ahead, which was really cool to hear. And then he said one of my spirit guides is apparently Archangel Michael, and the ancient spiritual teacher I once had in the Shamaran religion that has been helping me to open my third eye. Apparently I was one of his students 31,000 years ago, which is wow. Yeah, and he says, I'm utilising a lot of tools that my soul has been pursuing for many lifetimes, and this current career that I'm pursuing now is as if he feels it is completely aligned to my life purpose. One thing I didn't get clarity on, which I might seek clarity on soon, is sort of how to build that foundation. I did ask some more questions on, if I'll need a part-time job on the side and stuff, and he said yeah, but he doesn't envision it being any longer than 6 to 10 months for me to like launch this. But I just thought I'd use my intuition, because I didn't really have much more money to buy any more readings and things, so I just thought, right, I need to connect to my intuition here. What is my intuition telling me to launch this business? And I felt YouTube was the best way to launch a platform to eventually go on to do spiritual work and learn the gift and work with others, like, because I feel through practicing on YouTube as well, I will develop my spiritual gifts and connect with the community as well. So that's a prime reason why I joined. But yeah, I felt like, doing the art of tarot as well, it's something I'm still mastering, but I felt that was a great way not only to connect with my spirit guides, but to bring that sense of healing to others as well while I am working on developing these other gifts and building a platform. So my intuition just told me to start with tarot, and I'm really enjoying doing it. I don't know if I'm good at it or not, but I'm really enjoying doing it. But yeah, that was more or less my Akashic Records experience, really. I just wanted to share it with you because I thought some of you might find it interesting. Maybe this was boring, I do apologise, but yeah, I just felt called to share it, really, just to sort of, because I'm going on holiday tomorrow when I'm filming this as well, from when I'm filming this, so I just wanted to try and get some content out while I'm away, and maybe different things other than tarot readings as well. So if you did enjoy this video, please like, comment, share and subscribe. I'd love to hear about your experiences as well. If you've accessed the Akashic Records, you're currently going for a spiritual awakening, I'd really love to connect with more people who are like-minded. And yeah, I think that's the video, really. I don't think there's much more to say. But yeah, if you want to work with Fernando, I'll leave his link in the description. But he's an amazing teacher, and I probably will work with him again to help me like unlock my spiritual gifts and join like healing circles and stuff as well. But yeah, thank you to everyone who subscribed so far. It really means a lot, and yeah, I really appreciate you supporting me on this journey to hopefully heal and transform the life of others. So yeah, take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.